We will discuss relationship of bacteria and antibiotics. Do we have bacteria or microorganisms in our body in healthy state? Yes, we have. Our body is composed of 10 trillion human cells, and the microorganisms on various surfaces of our body number 100 trillion, 10 times our own cells. 100 trillion organisms live as commensal flora on various surfaces of our body. They are about 40,000 types. So let us consider two different scenarios. Suppose I get one lacerated wound on my cheek. What happens? The wound is contaminated by resident flora of the skin. What number? Say 1 billion organisms of 100 types, they enter the wound. Then I give one shot of, say, ceftriaxone. What will happen? After the first dose itself, out of these 1 billion, 99 million will die. Out of 100 types entered, 95 types will die. So what remains is just 1 million organisms of 5 types. What will happen next day? These 1 million have grown again to 1 billion, but they are now only 5 types. And these 5 types are resistant to ceftriaxone. Even if you give highest antibiotic, that is colistin, still some organisms will remain and they will be resistant to colistin. If these remaining organisms decide to invade the tissue to cause infection, what will happen next day? There will be again 1 billion organisms. What will happen next day? There will be 100 billion organisms. My cheek would be inflamed, oozing pus. I will be toxic, febrile, even in septic shock. And if you give again that same antibiotic, ceftriaxone or colistin or whatever, what will be the effect? No effect, because they are the survivors of those ceftriaxone or colistin or whatever antibiotics you have given. Let us consider another scenario. I get a lacerated wound. I do nothing. I just clean it with NS and cover with this gauze. Supposing infection takes place. Next day what happens? The 1 billion which had entered, 1 billion of 100 types of microorganisms, they have become 10 billion. The wound has become red, inflamed, oozing pus. I am toxic, febrile. Next day they become 100 billion. But how many types? Only one type. Out of the 100 types which contaminated the wound, only one has gone for infection. Others have perished. Suppose on third day, when I see that my cheek has become infected, I take one shot of ceftriaxone. These organisms are sensitive to ceftriaxone. What will happen? After first dose itself, these 100 billion will become 1 billion. I give second shot. This 1 billion will become 1 million. Third, fourth shot, the infection will be cured. What lesson we draw from these two scenarios? Giving pre-infection antibiotics is useless and harmful. Give antibiotics only after infection has taken place. So, my friends, I request you not to use antibiotics prophylactically by your imagined myth of preventing secondary infection. This is a myth, this is a wrong statement. You cannot prevent infection by giving antibiotics. So give antibiotics only when there is infection, there is tachycardia, there is fever, there is leukocytosis, then only give antibiotics. You have acquired a habit of prescribing antibiotic to every one of your patients. This is unjustified. Give it up. Thank you.